hillbilly hippie honeybees, and one of the things that we like to try to do every few months is get some different information out there about honeybees and all those different things. We were going to go to the yard today and do some stuff with our portion of it, but with the weather the way it is, they're probably a little bit feisty this morning, and I would rather not go down there and get us all lit up, but we will. Good thing about it, there's many topics. It's swarm season right now, and who likes free bees, right? We do. And so we will talk about that when we get to it. David's going to talk a little bit about splitting and swarm control and all that good stuff too. The Demare split and some other things that we use. But I'll just turn it over. We got Beth and Maggie here to talk a little bit about a little bit different this time. Just some of the programs that they offer through the state for beekeepers and for other things. It doesn't just have to be beekeeping. They offer a lot of different things for folks. So, but gives them an opportunity to show that to everybody, and y'all can ask them a lot of questions. So at this time, I'll just turn it over to Maggie and let her give her thing, and then we'll switch around here on speakers. So.
Cool. Thanks, Clint. Thanks, guys, for having me. My name's Maggie Blankenship. I am the Assistant Director of our Business Development Division at the Department of Agriculture. So I've been there about 5 years, started in agritourism, actually, and that's what a lot of my background is in. And then I was born and raised on a farm in Putnam County out on Red House Hill. So James had hives on our farm for a couple years now, and I don't know a ton about honeybees, so I'll tell you all about what we do at the Department of Agriculture in our Business Development Division. I know enough to be dangerous about the 14 other divisions that we have, but if you guys have any questions, just shout them out. I'm happy to take those at any time. Our Business Development Division, I don't want to stand in your all's way. We have, in just our Business Development Division, we have over 20 employees. So several of you know Sierra Cox that helped the Nitro Sustainable community get some of the beekeeping stuff that you all have. She's part of our team. Eric Stamper with our Veterans and Heroes, he's our coordinator. We have 3 leadership staff, 8 project coordinators around the state. Lacey Davidson Ferguson, does anyone know her in the room? She's this area's project coordinator. And I'll talk about what they do. We have 5 program staff, so that's our West Virginia Grown program, our Farm to School program, agritourism. I have 3 part-time employees under me, and then we have an office staff to keep us all together. So Business Development Division is kind of our boots on the ground team. We are the ones that really go out and do these kind of things. We talk to our communities. We're involved in our communities. A lot of us are members of the Farm Bureau. We're members of like Nitro Sustainable Community, any kind of like nonprofit organizations. We serve on lots of boards around the state. They're 4-H leaders. We're business owners. I myself have a farming business. Lacey runs 12 Pole Trading Post in Wayne. It's a cute little mom pop shop that sells lots of local foods. But we're community members. We do a lot of presentations around the state. I'm sure as a lot of apiarists and bee people in the room, you all know Shanda King, the state apiarist. She's our queen bee. She is awesome at what she does, and she does a lot of education. And then when it comes to like the honey side of things, like the food labeling and that kind of stuff, that's where we kind of step in. So we do events around the state, but you'll see us a lot at this table right here. So our West Virginia Grown table, and I forgot it yesterday, so I didn't bring it today, but we have a lot of information about who is in West Virginia Grown, which is our state branding program. It's 50% value added in the state of West Virginia. And you can put that little label on your honey or your food product and promote it as a West Virginia product. And we also do marketing. So we're the ones that go out and get the stories for our communications division to be able to put into the market bulletin on our social medias. And we do a YouTube series called Rooted in the Mountain State. And so we go once a month to a different producer in our West Virginia Grown program and pretty much do a free commercial for them. So that's super cool. We video them to see why they're in West Virginia Grown, but then we also talk about their story and what they do. And we put that on YouTube, and then they're able to share that on their social media free of charge. So if you're interested in being in West Virginia Grown and you're not, I would love to get you signed up. And two, if you're already in West Virginia Grown and interested in doing that video or market bulletin story or anything like that, we'd love to get your name down. So I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about each of the things under business development. Like I said, if you have any questions, I'm just going to hit the highlights. We, our office, there's always something to do. And I feel like that any person from any job can say there's always something to do. But I feel like our to-do list is always growing. Like we always have new ideas. And there's only 20 of us that covers the entire state. And so we're really trying to get the ag industry keeping us known. So our project coordinators that I mentioned, we have 8 around the state. So we have 6 regionally. Lacey is in this region. And then 5 others that split the state. And then we also have a beef and meat coordinator. So his name's Derek Richard. If you have backyard chickens or you sell hamburger to your neighbors or anything like that, he's kind of your go-to person. He's also getting into wool products, which is a trending up-and-coming product in agriculture. So we're doing a lot of sheep and wool grants and that kind of stuff right now, and research to see what is coming down the train. Our executive staff is about to go to Tennessee to a big wool festival, and they're actually using, the Toyota people in the room will love this, they're using 3D printers now to print the materials that you need to make yarn. So it's actually cheaper and faster to make that equipment using the 3D printers, and then starting to use a little bit of AI to examine that wool and see where the imperfect pieces are, so they can like cut it and start a new piece. So that's what Derek does. And then we just hired, he will start this month on the 19th, we hired a dairy expert. And I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, there's no dairy in the state. Well, we're hoping to revive, and you know, with new legislation and all the new things that are coming down the train, dairy is becoming more relevant on a small scale. So, you know, we're looking for producers that want 5 to 12 head of dairy cows to use for their community members. So that's what he's really going to be working on, is helping connect people to the resources that are out there for dairy producers right now. Pennsylvania is doing a great job of getting new niche dairy, I guess is what you could call it. So he's starting this month. He'll be based out of our Morgantown office because Mountaintop Beverage is up there. Has anyone heard of Mountaintop Beverage in West Virginia? A couple people. So it's a beverage facility that primarily does milk products, but primarily shelf-stable milk products. So if you see Prairie Farms and Kroger, that's actually coming from Mountaintop Beverage in Morgantown. So their milk from West Virginia right now, they're trying to. So anyone that wants to get into dairy can get into Mountain Shop, but they are getting milk and turning it into shelf-stable products. A lot of the juice cartons that you see with the straw, that's what they're doing for milk now out of Mountaintop. So that's a super cool facility. But our project coordinators really just do that kind of stuff. So they go around the state, they help connect business resources and building relationships with their community. We call them our boots on the ground staff. Because they're pretty involved in their communities, pretty involved in their regions. And so they go out and partner with organizations and tell them about the different grants. They'll do a little bit of business coaching with you because there's not a lot of ag specific business coaches in the state. And they help you get through all the rules and regulations of the food side of the business. As I'm sure you all know, there's FDA standards and state standards and county health departments and all of the stuff. And they help you navigate that information because we know it can be super confusing. And then, so that's one side, and that's what my counterpart, Michelle, kind of oversees is those outside field staff. And then my side of the department is called the programs and event staff. And we are based in Guthrie in Sissonsville, most of us. And we oversee different programs like our West Virginia Grown program. James has our nice shirt on today. So these shirts are actually going to be available online soon. This was a big lift for us. West Virginia Grown only runs off of our t-shirt sales. We don't get any funding by the legislator right now. So we're trying to sell as many t-shirts as we can at our events. And so we're launching an online store to be able to get those West Virginia Grown. And a lot of people like those because we're all West Virginia Grown, right? And we want to advertise that. So we sign up farmers to be the best of the farming industry in West Virginia. We currently have just under 600 farms. Siri's trying to help me. We currently have under 600 farms signed up around the state. And then in 2023, we launched a partner program. So any restaurant or retailer can sign up to be West Virginia Grown and use the logo if they sell or serve one West Virginia Grown product. And we just started at one because our hope is that if a restaurant is serving West Virginia Grown beef and they're seeing how much it sells and they put that on their menu, that people will say, oh, I want a local beef burger, and that'll sell more. And so they'll look for more local products. So same thing with the retail side of it. You can sell Clint's honey at a little mom and pop shop, or at Parmar stores are selling a lot of West Virginia Grown products. And then you can use the logo. You can get a banner from us that says we sell West Virginia Grown products and promote that. A big thing that we do in our staff is product labeling. So we help make sure that your FDA standard label is what you have on your products. We do this free of service for anybody that's interested. You have to have a product label review to be in West Virginia Grown, because we want to, once we give you that sticker, we want to say, hey, this is a safe product. This has been through all the rules and regulations checks. And so we check all of the product labeling for that, but we'll do it for anybody. You can just email us, super hard email, productlabeling@wvda.us. I should have put that on there. but we'll review those and send you suggestions back. There's certain things about your label. Honey has to have a certain disclaimer that, you know, babies under the age of 1 can't, that's paraphrased, but can't have it. Might be under 3 actually. Is it 1? Okay. I questioned myself there. And then like the net weight, some things are measured in volume, some things are measured in weight. We make sure that you have the correct weight on there. You have to have, if it's like a bakery item, like with the cottage food laws, you have to have it's made in a home kitchen statement. It's a specific statement. And we work with you with all of that stuff, but that's a big part of what we do. And we have a part-time employee that just does product labeling. But if you got any questions about product labeling while I'm on that. I'm sorry.
Authenticate.
Mm-hmm.
Like with honey, nationwide we're getting a bunch of, it's not, like the United States or any area. Do you have something that would, or do you, to authenticate the product that you have here in West Virginia? I guess you all do that too.
Yeah, we'll work with you on that. Shanda might know a little bit more about that than I do, just because it's specific to honey. But yeah, we can figure that out for you too. I do know that we do not do like the nutrition on the labels, but we do have AceNet is a great, they're just across the river in Ohio. They do those super low of charge, and they'll make your recipe and get your carbs and calories and all of that stuff. I did want to mention that. But we can help you get the resources that you need.
Do you like go out and inspect the site to verify it is from West Virginia and not just being sitting over?
So with your apiary registration, that's how, so we check that you have your apiary registered through the state. And that's like, I'll talk to you about it in a minute, but the Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program gives vouchers that you can redeem those for honey. And we even check those applications to come through to make sure that they're registered the way that they're supposed to be registered. So to be in West Virginia grown, we check like if you're selling eggs, that you have your egg permit. If you're selling meat, then you have your meat permit. We have to talk to everybody. That's what's unique about our department. So like we're not just siloed in business development. We have to cross check with everybody else. Any other questions about those before we move on? Something else we do that's pretty interesting is we have a full-time agritourism marketing specialist. Agritourism is anything as far as a pumpkin patch, a winery, a distillery, a Christmas tree farm. We have bed and breakfasts in the state that are on a farm that serve their produce and eggs for breakfast and stuff like that. So agritourism is a trending uphill climb since about 2006. It continues to grow. Tourism in the state, I'm not sure if you all know this or not, it's a $5.8 billion industry for our state now. So we're just trying to get people back onto the farm, trying to get the visitors that come to West Virginia to stay longer by offering them different experiences in agriculture. So we're just on the cusp here of strawberry U-pick season. So that's kind of our next big thing that we're getting into. We just had an agritourism conference in Canaan. I'm not sure if you all saw that advertised. We had over 150 different operators from around the state all come together and network. And we did we did a farm tour, and then we did a day of education. So everything from what taxes you need to do to what's the best things to serve in concession stands and everything in between. So that was a really neat conference that we just had. And we are planning a summer bus tour. So we're actually going to load a bus, head out of state, see some different operations, and then come back and talk about that. So agritourism continues to grow nationwide, and we're just trying to keep up with that. Some people are getting into more agritainment, I feel like, these days than agritourism, but we're trying to keep it, the farm at the core of our operations. We did just launch, if you know anyone in agritourism or wanting to get into agritourism, similar to our Veterans and Heroes pitch competition, we're launching an agritourism innovators showcase. And so it's like a Shark Tank presentation. You do a business plan, and then the finalists will pitch their ideas in front of a panel of judges. And you can write up to $10,000 for that competition, and we have $50,000 to award. So we're going to award at least 5, hopefully closer to 8 operators across the state. So that's on our website right now.
Farm crawl, like a pub crawl, like
Mm-hmm.
travel from farm to farm, winery to winery, and do stuff like that?
They do. So new this year, so there's farm crawls that we've seen across the state. Preston County has a really good one. Hampshire County has a really good one. But in July this year, we're working with the governor to make July agritourism month. And so you can actually sign up now, but anyone that wants to open any kind of farm or operation to people to come to, so local restaurant or even like your all's community gardens here, if you wanted to open in July just to give tours or that kind of stuff, you can sign up now and we'll help you advertise that. So we're going to make a big map of the state of West Virginia, advertise who all is open the whole month of July. So it'll be every Saturday and Sunday in July. So we're hoping to make July agritourism farm crawl month. I've talked a little bit, and several of you know about our Veterans and Heroes to Agriculture program, but this is for any veteran or first responder. It's similar to our West Virginia Grown program where we have a membership of over 400. You sign up, but our Veterans and Heroes program, I just learned this week that we're the only state in West Virginia that has this. Or I'm sorry, the only state in the country that has this. And that's because our commissioner was a veteran himself and really wanted to give veterans and first responders an opportunity to find, a transition. And so that's but all of our veteran staff is a veteran themselves. They're also farmers themselves, so they can really connect with those people. And we have a pitch competition. We have scholarship opportunities for you to continue education. We have grant opportunities specific for our veterans. We have a directory now of all of our veteran farmers that are in the state and selling things. We have a magazine directory for you to be able to find those if that's who you want to do business with. And we do have, like I said, over 400 around the state. So they're doing some really cool things. They get state funding, unlike our West Virginia Grown program. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so our pitch competition, similar to a Shark Tank presentation, we had about 20 people submit a 3 to 5 page business plan this year. That goes to a review committee. They pick out the finalists. Some years it's 5, some years it's 10, somewhere in between. And then everybody goes to Cedar Lakes in Ripley and they pitch their idea, what they need on their farm. This year we saw everything from a gift store building to a side-by-side to help her grade her driveway. So because she was agritourism and she wanted people to be able to come up to her Airbnbs all year long. We saw several, someone wanted some bee boxes to have more colonies to expand their operation. It's pretty much anything that you could use on your farm. And you can, for that one, they have $60,000 to give away, and you can write for something up to $60,000. So we had one producer say, I actually need more than $60,000, but I'm just going to ask for the $60,000. And I think he was awarded just over $10,000 because they fully funded 3 projects, and then the rest of the money was split equally between the rest of the pitchers. So everyone that day walked away with over $10,000 in their pocket, which was super cool to see. But that pitch competition, it's starting to grow. Yeah, this one was 17,000, 5,000. He was fully funded. That's all he asked for. And then I think that other one's 8,300. So those 3 were the fully funded projects. So you can ask for up to $60,000, but some people don't, and just ask for 5, and that's what they get.
When does that usually take place?
That usually the applications come live. Let's see, the pitch competition's in February, so somewhere around the holidays, the application will come live, and then it's about a 2-month process. So they give you about a month to work on your business plan. And then if you're selected as a finalist, they'll give you another month to actually work with business coaches to make your pitch. So we partner with the Hive out of Morgantown with the WVU College, and they help you create your presentation, help you kind of narrow down what you need to talk about, make sure your financials are all correct and all of that kind of stuff. So super cool opportunity, and that's what we're hoping to replicate with Agritourism Innovators Showdown. So yeah, we'll give Sierra kudos for that competition. So she came up with that, and it's been really cool to see, like you said, 3 years now of winners be able to make new improvements on their farms. Any other questions about the Veterans and Heroes or agritourism? We also do, we have another program coordinator. She's our farm to school and programs coordinator. So I'm sure you all have seen in the news, farm to school is ending. Well, it's not ending. There's just money not being thrown at it like there used to be. So we still have a full-time dedicated farm to school coordinator at the department. She's not going anywhere. We still have to feed our children, and we still want to feed our children good quality food. So that's not, I'm telling you, it's not going anywhere, regardless of what you see in the news. We connect farmers with county school purchasing staff. So we have a list of who you need to talk to in your county to get into schools. We're also starting this month called a Market Ready program, and that trains farmers and producers that might have only ever sold at a farmer's market to be able to package their products for a school or a retail or restaurant facility. It gives you all of the information you need to know about insurance, packaging, labeling, all of the nitty-gritty details for you all to take that next step. So that's a free class that's going to be happening all over the state. I think the closest one to here, we had one in Charleston in February, but the next one will be in the Huntington area, Hurricane to Huntington somewhere, before June. We have until June to do June 30th to do these projects. So I think she's looking at the Wild Ramp as a location for that. But that'll be a free class that you all can sign up for. And then we do some special events in our program staff. Has anyone ever been to the Winter Blues Farmers Market? Yes. Okay, good. So that's one of my babies in the Department of Ag. We plan that event. We do the Mountain State Art and Craft Fair in Ripley. We do the local, I forget what they call it right now, but there's like a local tent that they have local goods at. And then we do the West Virginia Country Store at the state fair. So we're in charge of those 3 events around the state, and have vendors just like you guys come to all 3. So with the Mountain State Art and Craft Fair, we actually have a cost share. So if it's your first year going and you're a West Virginia Grown member, we'll pay half of you to go that first year just to get new people in there. So that one's over 4th of July. Pretty good attendance out there for anything artisan to food products. Super cool little festival. Winter Blues Farmers Market, we were super excited. Hit 183 vendors this year. About not half of them were West Virginia grown, but it's always our goal to continue to fill that place with West Virginia grown vendors. We have people come as far as Harper's Ferry and Martinsburg down to that market. It's a 5-hour farmers market. And I think we made like $160,000 in 5 hours that we don't take, you have your booth setup fee, but all that money goes right back into the farmers' pockets for that day. So we had over 6,000 people in 5 hours come through the Civic Center. So we love that event. It partners with our Small Farms Conference, the West Virginia Small Farms Conference that Extension holds. And we see everything from coffee to bath and body to wood products and everything in between. So any questions about those? Okay. And then the last couple things that we do in our department is we manage some grants. We have a specialty crop block grant that is pretty unique. I shouldn't say unique, it's pretty niche. So specialty crops are anything outside of corn, beans, and wheat, outside of your field row crops. So anything from mushrooms to apples. Honey is actually included. The West Virginia Beekeepers Association has a specialty crop block grant right now to get new extractors. So they're getting 14 new extractors for people to use. They got that grant in 2024, and in 2025 they wrote a grant for the Farmers Market Association to partner with them to do the office side of those extractors. So the specialty crop block grant is, they love research and they love partnerships and they love education. So if you can somehow figure out what you want to do with those 3 things, it's a good grant. You can write up to $100,000 for that grant. Anything over $15,000, you have to have a match. So you have to match your time, you have to match with money. You can't get another grant from the federal government and match with that. You can't match federal dollars to dollars. We also have a resilient food system infrastructure program. That just came out in a press release this week. This was the first year for that. We've been 2 years in the making trying to award. We awarded 14 different places of infrastructure. So they might be adding freeze dryers or building a new building, or an egg producer is trying to get equipment just to do liquid eggs, that kind of stuff. So those are pretty high dollar grants. Those just came out. So I don't know when the next funding cycle for that one is, but RFSI is the short Google term for that grant. And then we also offer mini grants. We partner with the Food and Farm Coalition to offer these mini grants up to $10,000 for farms. So those closed the last fall. There should be a second window sometime in the near future being open for that. So Michelle and I oversee several other grants, but those are the ones that kind of touch the public, that are pass-through dollars for us. What I'm working on right now is a senior farmers market nutrition program. This is a really cool program that allows seniors over the age of 60 who meet certain income guidelines to get $30 free of vouchers to spend on local food, fruits and vegetables around the state. So last year we cashed in over $700,000 of these vouchers for the state. And giving it to people who need it, who want it, that are using it. That we do, it has to be produce grown in state or bought within 50 miles of our borders. So we watch that pretty hard. And you can sign up for these at your local senior citizens center. Usually the first week of June is when those open. So just in a couple weeks, that's why I'm buried in senior farmers market nutrition stuff right now. Farmers can sign up to take those. We're still taking applications. You can use them for honey. So if you're at a farmer's market and selling honey, your hives have to be registered, but you can take those vouchers for honey. I think that's it on those two. And then just West Virginia Grown Overview, I failed to mention, that program was established in 1986 under Commissioner Gus Douglas. We did wipe the slate clean in 2017. So there was that list from 1986 to 2017 got extremely outdated. And so we wiped the slate clean, and over 600 people have signed up since then. We rebranded. And then this is Chef Paul. Everybody familiar with Chef Paul out of Charleston. He is a huge supporter for local food, uses it in his restaurants. The Pitch, he used to own Barcadas, Tintin. He's starting that new Italian restaurant up on Bridge. What is it? Oh, Ellen's Ice Cream too. Yep, and he uses local produce as much as he can. This is at, if you've never been to Capitol Market, in the summer on Fridays at lunchtime, Chef Paul comes down and does a Let's Cooking demonstration. And so he uses produce that he gets right there at Capitol Market, cooks it in front of you, and then you get to sample it. And so that's a free way to get his food that's always phenomenal. And so that day he was doing a roasted squash soup of some sort, and a apple brines pork tenderloin that was, I tried to replicate. They give you the recipes of what he has cooked for that day, and I tried to replicate it, and it was close, but it wasn't anywhere near as good. So that's a super cool, it's on Facebook. It's Let's Get Cooking, and AARP sponsors those. But that's a super cool event if you've never been down there. This is Eric, our program coordinator's cell phone and email address if you're a veteran or hero and want to reach out to him. Eric is in our Morgantown office. And then our new Sierra is Nick Dayton, and he's out of our Moorfield office. So we've actually never had a presence in the Eastern Panhandle with our Veterans and Heroes program. And a lot of our Veterans and Heroes are up there. Nick is a farmer, and he is, he's going to kill me for if I say it wrong, but I believe he's Navy. I believe him and Eric are both Navy. And so he just came aboard probably 2 months ago, and he's just starting to get his feet under him and getting to know the members. But you can reach out to Eric with any questions about the Veterans and Heroes program. And they're, like I said earlier, they're doing some super cool things. If you're in West Virginia Grown and Homegrown by Heroes, which is a national organization, you can get this blended logo and use that on your products. We're one of like 5 states, I think, that has that blended logo for our state branding. But so they've given 22 awards in the pitch competition. They're doing a really cool grumpy farmer webinar right now. This guy in West Virginia who's like kind of like an influencer or content creator calls himself the grumpy farmer. And so he goes live on Facebook and YouTube and just talks about different farming things. So everything from how to fertilize your tomatoes to, I mean, everything under the sun he's covered. So he's done that almost 2 years now, but we have an agreement with him for him to do that for our members. So that's a super cool little membership perk. But here's how you can find us. West Virginia Grown, we're starting to do some advertisement dollars through grants. This was at the Holly Jolly Brawley down on Charleston. This was all of the banner down the tree said Santa's local shopping list, and it had all of our West Virginia Grown members on it for people to be able to find their local food, syrup, honey, farmers in general. We also, this isn't out of the bag yet, but since you're here and you're local, we're doing a West Virginia Grown Night at the Dirty Birds ballpark. We'll have a special ticket price for anyone that wants to come. That will be May 29th. It's a Thursday evening. We're going to do local food sampling. Honey, maple syrup, Weedos, all kinds of stuff will be there. We're doing a Touch a Tractor event. Greens is bringing a big tractor to put on the pavilion for us, giving away some gift cards, and we'll enjoy the ball game together. So super cool networking opportunity on May 29th. We do sponsor the West Virginia Grown third base deck for them. And they actually are huge advocates of getting local food into their concession stands. So they serve custard stand hot dog chili now this year. They serve Tipsy Roo's barbecue sauce out of their concession stands and in their gift stores, and some snacky type items. We were working on, last year they had West Virginia beef, hot dogs, and pork. And we're looking for a new producer to take that over. So if you know of anyone that can supply that much hamburger or hot dogs in a short amount of time, let me know, because I'm still on the hunt for a producer to serve the Dirty Birds. But we
Contact you for the tickets.
yeah. So we're going to send out an email when we get the code, and I think it's like $3 or $4 off a ticket. So it's a pretty good amount. I'm sorry.
Fun day too.
Yeah, and so we'll have all those events, and then we always do the dairy night. June is dairy month, and so we partner with the Dairy Association and Farm Credit, and we bring baby dairy calves to the farm or to the ballpark for kids to play with. And that's June 13th this year. That's a Friday evening. No discounted tickets for that one though. So come to West Virginia Grown Night. But we're excited about that. We are about to stand up a West Virginia Grown website. So it'll have a searchable database of anyone that's in the program or any chef that's out there that needs local honey. He can type in honey and all the vendors will come up. Or if you just want to see what's in Kanawha County, all the vendors will come up. So that's been a long time coming. The state's just a little slow sometimes, slower than what we like to move, but we are working on that website actively to get that launched. So here's our contact information. My cards are up here. If you have any questions, I'm happy to take those, but I appreciate you all coming out. Shanda knows a lot more about bees than I do, so I will save those questions for her, but appreciate Clint and the Nitro Sustainable Community having me today.
So she's passing this off, but yeah, we are videoing this. We'll put it on YouTube so that you can go back and rewatch it. You can share it with whoever, or whatever. So I'll probably do it in 3 parts. That way, they don't have to stream all the way through to find it out. But that's one thing we do. One thing that David and I and Jason were asked to do last year sometime was, hey, you all, why can't you all do some sort of YouTube channel to teach people about beekeeping and not just beekeeping, but everything we're talking about here today? And so we did, and it's growing quickly. I didn't realize how quickly something like that would grow, because there's not a lot of Appalachian, West Virginia beekeepers out there that do that, and it's totally different than trying to keep bees even in Virginia or something of that nature. So that's why we started that. So, but thank you very much. Hope you all learned something there. Next, Beth's going to talk about a little bit about what they offer on her side of things with the beekeeping, or